What's up, Wargamers? We're back with another edition. It's been about a week, and here we are with another Budget Wargamer episode. And guess what we're going to talk about? Hey, check it out, Redbeard Boss. I got one of these. Oh, snap. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about, finally, Adeptus Titanicus Grandmaster Edition. This was one hell of a box to pick up. It's very heavy, and if you can tell, I haven't even cracked the seal on it, so we're going to do one of these Budget Wargamer reviews. It's going to be like a reaction video, so stay tuned. We're going to check that out, and this has got to be one of the craziest releases the Games Workshop's come out with, because if you guys can see, this is in a completely different, you can't see, but this is in a completely different scale than Warhammer 40K, which is just making it a crazy game altogether, so stay tuned. This is totally one of those moments you realize that you may have bought like one of the biggest boxes the Games Workshop has ever made. So let's go ahead. I'm going to have to take the shrink wrap off of this, and might have to edit the video just for the sake of time, so hang on. Alright, so here we are. We've got Adeptus Titanicus, the Horus Heresy Grandmaster Edition, the game of Titanic battles in the Age of Darkness. And this is going to be my reaction video because I have not opened this box up, although I assume it's got some terrain, some rule books, and some models in it. But let's see what my honest reaction is here to it, because I was very excited to announce this after they had done Warhammer Fest. And then now that it's actually here, I got my hands on a copy. It's limited edition. I think it's sold out all over the internet except for eBay and so on. But Games Workshop's already removed it from their website, and they said this won't be back in stock until at least December, and it may not come back out in the Grandmaster Edition. Which makes this different is that the Grandmaster Edition has these Imperial Warlord Titans instead of just Imperial Knights. So let's crack the seal off this bad boy. It was hard to think of an actual camera setup when this box is as big as an entire suitcase. Like, this is an insane box. So first off, looks like on the top we've got a template, which is weird because these are like the same old 40K templates as before, the old Flamer template, small blast template, large blast template. Considering the 8th edition 40K has gotten away from templates, I guess that's a little weird to go back to that, but let's go ahead and move deeper. They're very sturdy. Man, this box is so heavy, it's building up some thirst. Hang on. I think what also makes the Grandmaster Edition really awesome is not only are you going to get some cool scenery, I don't know if that's going to be in the standard box. I think the scenery will be, but I don't know about the battlements. But we're getting quite a bit of this stuff, and let's see if these are duplicates. Looks like essentially at least those are duplicates. Lots of duplicates, which just really means that this is modular terrain. Going to be able to build those out however you want. So that's 4 sprues just like that so far. Let's go ahead and set those aside while we try to dig in further into this. And feel free to grab your own favorite refreshing beverage while we're taking a look at this, because I think it's going to be a while. Over here to the front, slapped on the side, this is a range rule. And this is similar to the same type of range rule that we see in the First Blood starter box for Warhammer 40K, or First Strike for Warhammer 40K. It's similar, but it looks like it might have some different markings on it, but there you go, you got a 12-inch range rule. And then this must be part of one of the Imperial Warlord Titans, so looks like there's 2 different heads so far, some weapons, things like that, some of the missile pods. So we'll go ahead and set that aside. I fully expect that those Titans are going to be, especially considering they're $110 a piece after they come out individually. There's another set, so 2 sets, each with 2 heads. I fully expect that those are going to be a lot of parts similar to the Imperial Knights, similarly because the cost. I mean, they're going to charge $110 for them. So here we go. We've got 2 sprues. These look the same. They have some of the upper carapace on here, and these are the upper carapace of the Imperial Knights. Now, these Imperial Knights are not the same that you find in Warhammer 40K. To give you a frame of reference, here's an Imperial Genestealer cult versus the arm. This is the entire shoulder pad and the upper back of one of the Imperial Knights in this game. So these guys, from what I've seen and what I've heard, are going to be roughly the same size as some of the new 40K Terminators or the Adeptus Custodes. So just keep that in mind. Now here's some more stuff to build out one of the Imperial Titans, Imperial Warlord Titans. You can see where these guys are going to be large, and look at that. You have Chaos plates. So if you're looking at running Renegades, there you go. You've got some Chaos Eye of Horus type of plates on there if you want. You've got some Imperial Eagle type of plates on there. So these are going to be some big old Titans, and I think that they're going to be roughly the same size as an Imperial Knight. Although Redbeard Boss, if you check out his channel, you should. He's on YouTube as well. He said something to the effect of that he thinks they're going to be about the size of the Hellverns. So here's some more terrain templates. So this is in addition to the other little ones that we had. We'll just set those aside. These are some larger ones. Got some more of those. Bumping the camera there. So 4 of them. So far 4 of the other ones. And we haven't reached the battlements yet, which look like they're right here, as well as some rulers. These look like they're firing arcs, different measurements based upon the bases. So check those out. But those are built into the battlements. Also, there's like a token here, an Imperial helmet. So like maybe a wreckage marker, some tokens, some turn markers. So these must be used for playing the game. But here's the bases for the battlements, of which you could put the different turrets and things like that on. So there you have it. That's pretty cool too. I don't know yet what's exclusive to the Grandmaster Edition. Obviously this is the only edition I've purchased. It was the only edition I knew to be available. There is 6 of the 40mm bases, so those regular Imperial Knights are only on 40mm bases, in case you guys were wondering. And let's take a look at some of the other stuff that's in here. Another sprue for the Warlord Titan. This is getting out of hand, let me tell you. This looks like a 3rd sprue, so I guess it might be 3 sprues total for each Warlord Titan, as it looks like we've received duplicates here. So the Warlord Titans look like they're on a total of 3 large sprues, like regular 8.5 by 11 size sprues, and some large oval bases. Yeah, I think this is pretty similar to the Imperial Knights, if I remember correctly. I don't know the dimensions, but if you guys want to look up the part number, go ahead and pause. There it is. So you can order these from Games Workshop. And now we have reached this gigantic Adeptus Titanicus. Oh, there we go. Look, check that out. This is going back in one of my miniature cases, guys. Check that out. So this is basically an art print that happens to have some stuff on the other side. So little bend in the corner, couple dimples from the sprues, but overall that's in pretty good shape. So I'm going to set that up back in one of my glass cases, of which I need to purchase another one here from IKEA. We've got some transfers. So some of these are for the Imperial Knights, some of them must be for the Warlord Titans. A sample chapter if you're into reading Black Library, Titanicus from Dan Abnett. So that's cool. I've seen some of those types of books also being distributed in the White Dwarf. Remind me later that I'm putting my decals inside of there. I'll tend to forget that. Let's see what else we've got. Some damage cards of some sort. I'm not sure. I have not read the rules, considering I just opened this box for the first time. A big old brick of dice. So, not sure what all the symbols are, but I see there's some specialty dice, as well as some 10-sided dice in here and some D6. So it's good to know. Those are no longer in shape. Tricks and tactics, some stratagem cards. Not sure what they're for. I didn't get a preview copy. I haven't read the rules. I know nothing, next to nothing about this game other than it's part of 40K. So this is called the Adeptus Titanicus Status Boards Pack. So these must be like, these appear to be peg boards. That's what they are. Some sort of peg boards to keep track of damage of your different Imperial Knights, and there's a few of those in here. And they're on some thick cards, so they're not on your standard game cards or playing card size. Now what's weird here is that they seem to have put an insert in here that's bent in the top. So that's just the instructions, but it's larger than the box. It's weird they would have designed it that way, but so be it. You've got the instruction booklet for putting together the Imperial Knights, for putting together the Imperial Warlord Titans, and for putting together the terrain, which was the bent part. Now let's take a look here and see what else we've got. This better be a cheat sheet. Looks like a cheat sheet. A couple cheat sheets, one for each player, on how to play the game. So this is not going to play out like a regular game of Warhammer 40,000, it appears. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And then here we go. We've got the Adeptus Titanicus hardbound rulebook, so that's nice. I don't know what this is going to be, but we've got Warhammer 40,000 Universe. And then maybe we'll do a different video on this, but I think we'll definitely do a video on painting guides. It's got a page marker with a blue ribbon, so that's awesome. And then some art that goes through here. I'm not going to do a full breakdown, but there you go. It's not a very large rule book. Let's skip to the end and let's see how many pages in total are here on this rule book. This page would be 97 because this one's named 96. So 97, and then it hits some extra art. So that's what we've got in case you guys are curious. We'll go ahead and pack that back up. Then we'll have to do some separate videos on putting these guys together. Well, I won't do any videos on putting them together. I hope you guys can figure that out on your own. But I may do a video on painting them up. I know that when I was eyeballing playing Imperial Knights as a 40K faction, I was eyeballing House Cawdor. I don't know if I'm going to paint all these miniatures up to be one single house, or if I'm going to paint them up to be two different houses, so that way I have a variety. There's some talk about me possibly painting these up for the store as a store copy owned by me, but I don't know what kind of time I've got. As you can tell, I've done a lot less 40K videos in general lately, and I do want to keep up on these as much as I can, but this is a massive amount, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to put it all back in the box, but that is what comes in the Adeptus Titanicus Horus Heresy Grandmaster Edition box set. Definitely seems expensive, but give or take, your own opinion, could be well worth it in the long run. And what makes this different, in addition to maybe the terrain is not going to all be included in the next set, is that the regular Adeptus Titanicus set is going to come out after the Grandmaster Edition. At the very least, will not have the Imperial Warlord Titans. And considering that they're valued at $110 a piece, individual resale value, you're really getting a massive value out of this box, because you're getting the box, plus you're getting $220 of Imperial Titans, supposedly, when you're purchasing it. So there you have it. This has been another edition of Budget Wargamer. Stay tuned for some more Adeptus Titanicus, Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, and Warhammer 40K videos to come.